Chapter 1039. Wilbur and the others looked at the view around them. The entire group had solemn looks. They were in a field, and the field seemed endless. Bright sunlight shone on the field. They could see huge flying creatures in the sky that they never saw before. There was a huge palace at the center of the field. It was so high that it looked like it was connected to the sky. There was a mysterious aura about the palace. Everyone looked shocked and excited. They did not expect the hidden realm to be another world. It was quite magical to them. However, Wilbur was frowning. This demiplane was much larger than his, and it had its own ecosystem like a small world. He could tell how powerful the Cook ancestor was. Joey also looked excited. It was clearly his first time entering a hidden realm like that. Wilbur said slowly, "All your family's secrets lie within that palace. Let's go check it out." They nodded in a daze, and Wilbur led the way. Wilbur looked at the creatures in the sky cautiously on the way there. The creatures emitted ambience-level energy. He was not afraid of them, but he had to protect Jude and the others. He wondered whether the creatures were feral or they were raised by an owner. They were destructive for ordinary people, and there were a lot of them, so he could not underestimate them. Luckily, the creatures did not attack them at all. They safely made it to the palace entrance. The doors of the palace were more than 100 meters high, and it was around 30 meters wide. Wilbur and the others stood before the doors. They were as tiny as an insect in front of the huge palace doors. Suddenly, the massive bronze doors slowly opened with a rumble. Everyone looked inside frighteningly. They saw a massive and spacious hall inside. The hall was laid with marble tiles, and the pillars were made of gold. The hall was around 1 kilometer in radius, and it had huge gold pillars. They felt like they entered the palace of a giant. They felt like they were very small at first glance. Wilbur slowly walked inside. Everyone cautiously followed him when he entered the hall. They followed the marble tiles and continued onward. They were shocked to discover hundreds of people in the hall. The people were in a daze like they were robots. They had clothes on their hands as they wiped the floors and the gold pillars. Jude was frightened to see that. It was too mysterious for him. Joey squinted and observed around. His facial expression kept changing. They walked for more than 10 minutes when Wilbur suddenly stopped. They hurriedly stopped to look. They saw a green bronze historical halberd levitating nearby. The historical halberd was around 5 meters long, and it looked antique. There were countless runes engraved on it, and it was radiating iridescent light. They could tell it was a precious weapon. There was an instant flash of greed in Joey's eyes. Wilbur was looking at a huge marble throne behind the historical halberd. He saw a middle-aged man with long green robes and long dark hair. He was sitting on the throne with a nonchalant expression. Jude was very emotional when he discovered the man on the throne. He knelt and yelled with sincerity, "My ancestor! I am a descendant of the Cooks." The man looked up and saw them. There was a universe of mystery in his eyes. Everyone looked at the ancestor fearfully. They did not know what to say.